joined by Dr. Avra Sen, who's a spokesperson for BJP, Nilesh Tribhuvan, who's a senior lawyer, Kamruzman Chaudhary, a political analyst, Dr. Thongolal Hokip, former journalist and assistant professor for the Center for the Study of Law and Governance, as well as Aditya Pratap, who's an advocate. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining me. Well, first, to try and understand the contours of what's really happened, let me just go over to Kamruzman Chaudhary at this point. Kamruzman, the opposition is saying that they will not implement this. And the Kerala Chief Minister has right now given a statement saying he will not implement this in Kerala. It is divisive. The other opposition leaders, at least some who have already reacted, are also affirming that they think this is divisive, but will not be implemented in the way that CAA or the centre would want to see it. How do you look at this?
Yeah, Sneha, good evening first and foremost. Actually, let me first give a caveat out here. I am in favor of according citizenship whoever was born in India. That's my first caveat. Now, coming to the main topic of the CAA, why I call it as a political move by the Bharatiya Janata Party. You see, let me cite an example of the NRC exercise that was conducted in Assam, wherein the legacy data of 1951 was used to establish the linkages, the parental linkages to establish one citizenship, out of which 20 lakh people have been caught without proper documents to be proving to claim that they were Indian citizens by birth or by acquisition. Now, what happened out here is that though we don't know the exact division based on the demography, but still then there is a what you call this, an untold data going around in Assam that majority of those who did not pass the NRC were Hindus out here. Now, why I call this CA a discriminatory out here is that now what you are doing, out of the 20 lakh people who have been caught without their proper documents, you have singled out the Hindus to provide them the citizenship of India. And now this population of the minorities that have been caught out there, they are basically going into a nationless citizenship. They don't have any citizenship out. Now, second point that is here, very important out here, is when you claim that you are providing citizenship to the persecuted Hindus, Christians, Buddhists or XYZ, leaving aside the Muslim population. Now, do you know, Sneha, how much is the population of Hindus, Bengali Hindus in Bangladesh? It is approximately 1.5 crores. And they are living out there since independence, since 1971, they have been living out here. Since 1947 also they are staying out there. What the CA aims to achieve is victimizing this huge population of Hindus living in Bangladesh, because we all know Bangladesh is more or less a theocratic state which does not have religious tolerance like India has. But then ultimately these people will try to go for greener pastures. Now let me finish just a few seconds more. You are in fact inviting this 1.5 crore to come and change the demography of India. That's why the Assam Students Union is opposing it. That's why various political parties of Assam are opposing it. You have notified these rules by saying that we will not implement in the 6 scheduled states. We will not implement them on the inner line permit states.
Let me just get in others as well, sir.
But then this is, Sneha, this is a simple discriminatory thing made for election gimmicking. In Bengal also, while you are providing the citizenship to the Matuas, the Rajbangshis are opposing it. In Tripura, the tribals are opposing it. Now, it doesn't make any sense, because anybody born in India needs to have a citizen.
Dr. Avra Sen, right, let me just get in others as well. So you've made some very important points. Dr. Avra Sen, I want you to respond to this for 2 reasons. One, you are not only from the BJP, but also this whole issue of CAA is playing out very differently in the Northeast. There are concerns in the rest of India as well. But the contours of this playing out in the Northeast are very different. And what you heard right now, Mr. Chaudhary speak, is very much reflective of that.
First of all, I would like to place some data on the table. It was back in 2015. I'm having the data with me right now. It was back in 2015, as I was saying, that Congress has urged the central government to give citizenship to the Bangladeshi Hindus who were persecuted for religious purposes in Bangladesh. Again, it was back in 2018 where Congress promised to give citizenship to the minorities persecuted for their religious identity
Fair
in
enough.
Pakistan. This was back in 2018.
That's on
and if
record.
I go back to 2012, it was Kozhikode resolution of CPIM, a leftist organization, where they categorically said that the central government should give assurance that the religious persecuted minorities from the states or from the nations around India would get citizenship in India. This has been the stand of various political parties in the past. Also, I would like to quote something from the Parliament's records. I'm quoting, "Our duty to those who will be in peril in East Bengal will be to protect them in their own country and to give them shelter in our own country if there is no other way and the situation so demands." This is the words of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. It was back in 15th November 1950. He said this in the parliament. Come on, what have we done? We have not stripped the citizenship of any person of India. We have used the constitutional right of the central government. We have passed a law, CAA, which gives citizenship to the religious minorities who are persecuted in 3 specific theocratic nations, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. They are not just Hindus, there are Sikhs, Christians, Jains, and any other minority religion. Everybody who comprise of these religious identities, if they are feeling persecuted in those
No, but Avra's
countries,
saying, even
they
as you're
are
making
welcome
these
in
points, and
India.
it's absolutely established politically as well as in records that there have been time and again these demands that have been coming from several political parties, including those who are in opposition right now. That's a given. That's on
I
the
would
record.
just like to add,
Concerns at this point.
No person
allow
who
me
is
to
an
get it.
Indian would lose his or her citizenship due to CAA. This act is meant to give citizenship
No, that's
to people
where
who
Mr.
live in
Chaudhary
those
is
theocratic
bringing in
countries.
certain important concerns that need to be addressed to, and sadly possibly haven't been addressed because this is coming again and again. And as I mentioned, Northeast seems to have a very peculiar contour of how this is implementing and the fears of how discrimination may really be seeped in. But let me just go over to Aditya Pratap at this time. I will get back to you.
Just one line. The NRC in Assam was implemented as per the Supreme Court judgment, and it was as per the Assam Accord. So don't mix up things, I would say, the previous panelist.